I just recorded a whole video on like AI and obliterating AI, like obliterate with an A, essentially jailbreaking LLMs and the police state and Palantir and transhumanism. But I don't want to make that video anymore because I get too sketched out. Cause like it's one thing for me to like come on here and say some crazy shit with no proof, but like I had all of the documentation, like in the video I showed all the shit, and I don't like I had to stop because it gets to a point where like it gets too deep, bro. It's like it gets too scary where I'm not even trying to spread that message, bro. It gets, especially like the Palantir and the flock cameras and the Palantir with that's in partnership with ICE, as well as just got like this $10 billion contract with the U.S. Army. Like I don't. It's that type of shit. Also with the shit about like what is the end game for all this when nobody clearly wants AI and no one actually, the majority of people don't want to use it. It's like essentially I feel, I mean, I'll talk about this part because I'm not gonna go into what I was talking about beforehand because it was a little bit too I don't know, but it seems that in the end, either we're gonna have robots or it's gonna be we're just gonna have like this like technocratic oligarchy where these fucking rich tech bros like these fucking assholes like Alex Karp and and uh and Elon Musk and these types of and Cohen, is that his name, bro? Is that Andy Cohen? No, Stephen Cohen, Peter Thiel. You know, where the people that run these companies are just gonna be controlling shit, bro. I mean, they already do, but it's gonna be like, dude, for the last almost a century, like maybe like 60. Let's just say 60 years, right? We'll just say there has been like a dismantling of the middle class, and every single administration that comes in, who gives a fuck? Like every single time, every year, there's new legislation that just either because I don't like to. I would show. I'm gonna show proof. I don't want. I don't care to go show proof, bro, because it's just obvious. Like, if you guys want me to be real, like kind of like always showing my data, but there's always new legislation that comes out that kind of like squeezes the middle class and squeezes the middle class and squeezes the middle class, and to the point where there is not really the middle class is shrinking, and as the middle class shrinks, there's two options. You either go you go into the poor class or you go into the rich class. And the thing about that is that the really rich class doesn't want that many people in the rich class, right? So what they're doing is they're just hoarding resources. They're just amassing a stupid amount of, it's like when you play Monopoly, you know, and you're getting to late game Monopoly, and it's just like not fun at all because one of the players has like owns every single thing, and you just can't. There's nothing to do anymore because like this person, the only way to keep playing is for this person to like give you money or like let you slide or you go to jail a lot. It's like, okay, like that's fucking sick, and so that's really how it's gonna be. I mean, because the issue with capitalism is that the way you inc- is, especially now with this, with all this disgusting ass private equity, where when these private equity companies buy up a business like a Red Lobster or something, like this is actually what happened with Red Lobster. They don't give a fuck about like long lasting, let's make it last another 25, 30 years. They don't care about that. All they care about is stripping the fucking company butt naked and taking all of the money, like taking all of the liquidity and the capital that the company has. So that's why Red Lobster went bankrupt, because they were bought up by private equity, and this private equity would just did everything it could to quickly siphon as much money as possible out of the company and into their pockets. It's they like private equity are essentially vampires that are just like draining like these long lasting companies because at some point these companies are like the CEO or the owner doesn't really like will have it in them anymore, and they're like, oh, let me just go sell off. Let me go sell, and they go sell, and then they sell to a private equity firm, but just fucking strips them butt naked, right? And that's what they do, because and that's really what we're looking at, because the issue with the capitalism is that like we're getting to hold on, let me try to get my thoughts together. Is that a lot of these people they have boards. They have the board of trustees. They have like people on the board on the executive team, whatever it is. And these people, you have your investors, and what do investors need, bro? They want returns on their investment. So you always need to be making more money, and a lot of times a substantial amount of more money than you did last year. Like, let's say a company makes 100 billion, the next year they make 98 billion. I mean, that's terrible. But in the reality, it's like, holy fuck, you guys made still $100 billion. But like to their investors, like, we needed more. We wanted you to make 200 billion. And so, like, what these companies need is like this exponential growth model, like this infinite exponential growth. But the issue is that there's not unlimited resources. There's not unlimited money. I mean, money's like a fake thing. They could obviously print more, but then you would destabilize the dollar and make the dollar worth fucking nothing. Right? But that's what they do. I mean, every now and then, when you have these incredibly large companies that are propping up the S&P 500, when these companies get in trouble, they just somehow like find money, like they somehow get bailed out by the U.S. government or whatever. But that's besides the point. My point being is that you cannot have this infinite exponential growth model, because what ends up happening is then you start getting private equity in the equation, which private equity is a whole thing where they don't their whole name of the game is to get money, but they don't make anything. They don't make anything. They don't produce anything. They just go buy companies, or they go buy real estate, or they go buy things that are already cash flowing things, and then they just sell them off. They just strip them butt naked and leave. But they didn't produce anything. They just sucked fucking blood out, right? So then you have this we're in this period of time where, I mean, like, what is this? This is the classic a company, like, and this is from a while ago, right? I don't know if this is like, let's see. Let me see if I can get the picture right. Like, this is uh how do I get this? Okay. Uh right, right, like this is the classic photo, okay? This is no surprise to anyone. This is from 2023. No, no, this is not surprising to anyone, because you get to this point where the only way for these people to make money is to keep swallowing up more of these. It's like playing cards. Fucking PepsiCo might trade Chewy. They're like, I'll give you Chewy, Cheetos, and Tropicana if you give me Nesquik, Nescafe, and Haagen Dazs, right? Like, this is like, but what at what point? At some point, what's gonna happen is Nestle is gonna swallow up General Mills, because look how small General Mills is. Nestle is going to swallow up General Mills. Nestle is gonna swallow up Mondelez or Danone. PepsiCo is gonna swallow up Coca Cola, right? And you're gonna get to this point. We're gonna get to this end, because this is what has to happen. Because that is the only way for them to increase profits. Because there's nothing. There's no way you could produce more. They're already maximizing production. So this is why AI is like becoming a thing, because it's cheaper to have AI fucking employees that you don't have to give benefits to and do anything for, than it is to fucking, you know but and then you're like, oh, but then who's gonna buy the shit if no one has jobs? Then who's gonna buy the shit? Well, they don't give a fuck. It's not about, but you buying their shit does not matter. That's what I'm trying to say. You buying their shit does not matter. Yes, we could say, oh, Starbucks really cared about that big protest that we had, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not protest, fucking boycott, and they lost billions of dollars. They don't give a fuck, dude. Starbucks is oh, dude, Starbucks. Who is dude? Starbucks is owned by fucking Vanguard Group, bro. Dude, and then this is the real truth. This is the real truth, bro. Like, let's see if we get. Okay, as you can see, behind the shit I just showed you, this is a very blurry ass image, but BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street have majority shares in every single one of these companies. They are the majority owner of all of the companies I just showed you previously. So what is there to, you know what I'm saying? So in the end, BlackRock's gonna have to swallow up Vanguard, like you know, we have anti-monopoly laws in fucking in the United States. No, we don't, bro. We might do it, but when was the last time you seen fucking law-abiding shit happening in fucking white collar work in this country, bro? When is the last like you know what I mean? Like white collar people commit more are much more bloodthirsty than any murderer. And I will they could you know what I'm saying? Like these people are just like it's crazy. But my point being is in the end, you're gonna just have fucking it's like we're gonna get to a point where everyone is just all it's just rich people and then indentured servants, you know, and we might get to like this you know this socialism place where you know you'll get your universal basic income, you know, because people this is the issue too. This is my issue too. Is I really think the best economic model would be regulated capitalism, which sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it has to be something like that. Like at least to like you have to have a cap on how much capital you can have, or like there has to be something, right? Like or regulated in other ways, right? But you know, leftists and people are so they want and I might be an idiot in everything I'm saying right now. I might be a total idiot. Like and that's okay. I'm stupid as fuck. Like don't listen to anything I'm saying. I'm just making shit up, right? But a lot of leftists like they want you know in the end it's like we need to have universal basic income because when AI comes and they take the jobs and even then like we should just you know we have enough. It was like this Rick and Morty episode with the dinosaurs when it's like man when you have enough sugar that you can induce diabetes into people maybe we need to stop like pretend like stop living in competition like we're still animals like we have enough resources to give everyone shit right to feed the people but but you know, socialism requires a lot of governmental legislation and government control. As you know, no like real estate and corporate like nothing is public. Everything is nothing's privately owned, right? Or the majority of things are not privately owned. And then maybe I'm making a mistake in this, but it's like in any country you live in right now, you could be in Australia, UK, whatever the fuck, fucking India, Malaysia, Southeast Asia, whatever. Do you really trust your government? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really have such an altruistic view of your government that you know that they care about their people so much that they would give you universal basic income because they love you? It's like, no, bro. You're gonna get this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna get universal basic income. You might have you know public housing. You might have all these things. You know, public cars, transport. You might be given jobs to do, and you also might have social credit, right? But like that's not for like you know what I mean. You're essentially just going to become like we're already cattle for the most part. We're already domesticated cattle with with you know zoocosis, but now it's going to be even more crazy because it's like yes, here take your monthly allowance and stop worrying about things like it's a full stripping. Like yes, I think the people are pretty powerless right now. I mean yes, if we all stood up into some French Revolution shit, it would be psych, it would be sick. But that's just people are too pacified. I mean like with the legalization of marijuana and all the stuff that's in our food and water, like male testosterone levels have gone down significantly, right? And there's a lot of also effects on women and an increase of miscarriages and pregnancy issues and an increase in issues with endometriosis and a lot of the stuff like dude like wasn't there fucking in tampons they found like a ton of fucking lead or mercury what was it what was what the yeah lead was detected in 100% of tampons. Like what you know what I'm saying? Like like everything is to essentially like, and then you're fucking with their hormones, and then birth control is actually really bad for a woman. It's honestly like, yes, in one way it helps with cramp pain and period and flow and all these types of things, right? It does help with that, but at the same time, like I'm talking about, okay, maybe IUD is okay, but still, you're there's like a dysregulation and a re-regulation of hormone. Like, dude, we're all getting fucked with. My point being is we're all getting fucked with so badly to the point where even if a revolution wanted to happen, I don't think it could, because revolution will be televised. But still, I think people are. It's just we're too docile, bro. We're like, yes, give us our new show on Netflix that looks exactly the same as every other show on Netflix, please. Please, bro. Yes, yes. A new Raising Cane's just got open on my street. Yes, I love it so much. Oh my god, it's amazing. Oh my god, did you guys see? We got a Trader Joe's now. Oh my god, did you get the dark chocolate peanut butter cups at Trader Joe's? Those are fire, though. Those are fire. But I'm saying, like, we're like in a treat economy where it doesn't matter, bro. We're all fucking cattle, just like so docile and sedated with all this bullshit, and everybody's on something, and it's just a weird. It's a weird. So my point being is, the middle class is being stripped. You either get rich or you go poor, or you're poor. But the thing is, the rich people, the super rich people. I'm not talking about millionaires. Who gives a fuck about millionaires? You can ethically become a millionaire. Like, I'm not talking about millionaires. I'm talking about people that like control the money, bro. That pay for that the people that are lobbying, the people that are paying off people. That's what I'm talking about. The people that are making systematic change with their fucking money, right? Those people don't want more rich people, bro. They're gonna hoard the game, dude. They're on Monopoly right now. They're at the end game of Monopoly. They're just gonna hoard the houses. They're just gonna be, dude. Like it's like the shit that's happening right now with like Nvidia and OpenAI, Nvidia and OpenAI deal. Like, look, the initial deal, like, is that so essentially Nvidia had a partnership with OpenAI to build a bunch of AI infrastructure for like 100 billion. It got decreased to 30 billion. But I believe I'm not seeing here, but in part of that plan, like it was like a two-way deal where both parties were getting something. But it's like all the AI and microchip companies are just like circle jerking on the same money. They're just passing each other the same money and pretending like it's different money. You know what I mean? Like if me and my boy Jamil, if I give him $30 and he gives me $20, if I give him 30, if we're both at zero and I give him 30 and he gives me 20, are you gonna say that was a $50 where that we both had that we just increased our net worth by $50? Is that what you're gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how that works. But anyways, I don't mean to get all. I'm telling you, this is still more tame than the initial video that I recorded. The initial video was fucking psycho. I was going down. This is the thing. You may ask yourself, but how do I begin to see? How do I how do I know what's going on? Simple. You just follow the money. It's always been the case. You just follow money trails, right? Like, go ask yourself, why is Saudi Arabia so hype right now, right? Like, how ask yourself, how is Saudi Arabia benefiting both from Russia and the U.S. at the same time right now? How are they actually benefiting from everything? Like, you know what I mean? Go find out. Go find out who's sending them money and like how they're making their money right now, right? Anyways, just follow the money, bro. But I'm also an idiot, so don't take anything I say seriously. Like, I'm literally just bullshitting my way through this. I could be, this could be way out of my pay grade, and I'm just an idiot. But really, be wary, bro, because I feel like if the train don't stop now, and if somebody doesn't stand up to this shit, or like something bad doesn't happen to these people, or something doesn't like stop, because that, and I think in the big beautiful bill it was 10 years of no regulations on AI, right? So I'm saying if something doesn't stop the train, I really hope something does, but it's gonna be weird in many years. Watch, you're gonna have to start submitting your ID to use AI. I promise. I could promise you. There's only gonna be like two models that you're allowed to use, two or three models, and you're gonna have to use them for everything. And the only way you can use them is through your ID. And yeah, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But anyways, who was I else gonna tell you to oh yeah, bro. And if you really want to get really crazy, so the last thing I'll say, go look into Sabrina Wallace in your biofield. If you've ever felt like, classic thing that everything's always listening all the time. We all know this. It's not a big deal. And then you're talking about something, and then you go see an advertisement about it. Like, that's fine. Well, I mean, it's not fine. It's fucking surveillance state, right? But if you've ever if you've ever had a moment where you're not even talking about something, it's just you're thinking about something. You haven't uttered a single word about it. You haven't texted anyone about it, and then you go on your social media of choice, and it's right there. There's advertising for the thing you were only thinking of. Yeah, go look up Sabrina Wallace and biofields, bro. Just go look at that, man. Anyways, I'm out of here. 10-4. Guys, girls, gays, queer, the them, zero, anyone. Everyone. Have a blessed rest of your uh have a blessed rest of your Saturday. See you on a beautiful Sunday.